Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to talk about how to lose weight without stepping foot in the gym. And if this is our first time meeting, my name is Leah and I am a health coach. And like many of you, I struggled with some stubborn weight, digestive issues, and other frustrating symptoms for a number of years. I thought that I had to be in the gym 6 days a week, just killing myself trying to get that weight off. But I wasn't getting to the root cause of those symptoms and weight gain. And today I want to provide you guys with 3 helpful tips that really help me to break through that plateau and start seeing results. And they do not require you to be on a treadmill 6 days a week. Thank goodness. So number 1, my first tip is just knowing the difference between physical activity and exercise. So exercise is planned, structured, and consistent movement. It's usually of a higher intensity for an extended period. Think, going to the gym and running on the treadmill for an hour. That is exercise. Versus physical activity, which is your overall movement over the course of the entire day. Not necessarily planned exercise, but just those little opportunities to move your body more. So let's consider these 2 scenarios. We have Active Amy and we have CrossFit Kelly. And Active Amy, she starts her day a little early, giving her time to walk her dog around the block, giving her time to get to work a little bit early so that she can park in the back of the parking lot, and that requires her to walk a little extra distance to get inside. Instead of using the bathroom on the main level, the floor she's on, she walks up to the top floor, requiring her to go up those steps and get a little bit of endurance workout and cardiovascular workout. And she takes advantage of all these little opportunities, standing, walking around during conference calls. Instead of emailing a coworker, she walks over to their desk. All of these little things are really adding up over the course of the day. And it turns out that Active Amy is really standing and moving more than she is sitting and being sedentary. Now let's look at CrossFit Kelly. CrossFit Kelly, she starts her day not quite as early, just letting the dog out the back door to run in the backyard and do its business. She's behind because she woke up a little late, so she's rushing to work, trying to find the closest parking spot she can, running inside, and then she is glued to her desk for the next 8 hours. Okay, but Kelly, she's still being disciplined and making it to her CrossFit gym for an hour of CrossFit. And then CrossFit Kelly is going home and chilling on the couch, watching Netflix, browsing Facebook, and really just spending the remainder of the day sitting and being sedentary. So as you can see, Active Amy, she took advantage of all those little opportunities over the course of the day to move her body. And CrossFit Kelly, although she did get to the gym, the majority of her day was spent sitting and being sedentary. And let's say they're both wearing a pedometer and tracking their steps. Active Amy is going to be getting a lot more steps, closer to 10,000 steps a day, versus CrossFit Kelly, which might be getting 3,000-4,000. Okay, so it's really the cumulative movement over the course of the day that we're looking for. And hard endurance training and lifting has many benefits, especially for longevity. They have their place for sure, but when we're trying to lose stubborn weight and incorporate these things into our lifestyle, I think it's a lot easier to take that 5-minute walk around the block a lot of times than it is to get ready for the gym, make that 20-minute drive to the gym, work out for an hour, come home, and then think that you're still going to have time to prepare a healthy meal and spend time with your family. So for many reasons, the physical activity approach is just more realistic and feasible for a lot of people. Take those little tiny opportunities, okay? So that's tip number 1. just trying to move more. Tip number 2 is focusing on your sleep hygiene. So, many Americans today are getting less than 6 hours of sleep a night. Now, if you wake up after a poor night of sleep, you're probably not going to feel very energized, probably not going to feel super motivated to make a healthy breakfast and pack your lunch and pack your gym bag and things like that. You're just trying to get through the day when you're sleep deprived and you don't have a lot of willpower and stamina to do those extra things. So sleep is really important, not just for motivation and energy, but because poor sleep affects our blood sugars. It makes us less sensitive to insulin. Also, during sleep, we're doing a lot of important detoxing. So our lymphatic system in our brain is shrinking, and our cerebral spinal fluid is going in there and cleaning everything out. It's wiping away a lot of the plaque buildup, heavy metals, and things like that that can stifle weight loss and kind of cause your hormones to be out of whack. So lots of important things happening while we sleep, not just feeling rested in the morning. And so I think that's really important to recognize. So do you have good sleep hygiene practices? If you are laying up at night having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, it could be lifestyle related. Maybe you're having caffeine too close to bedtime, which is one of the obvious ones. Some of the not so obvious practices are being glued to your phone before you fall asleep or having the TV on. The blue light emitted from your phone and from your devices tricks our brain into thinking it's daylight. And that can really disrupt the release of melatonin. So leading up to bed, be more aware of this blue light. And maybe instead of watching Netflix, pick up a book and try to read for a little bit. Give your eyes a break and just try to reduce that blue light exposure. I have my salt rock lamps that I'll have on later in the evening. I have red LED night lights so that I can see and don't have to flip on that bright fluorescent bathroom light while I'm doing my nighttime skin routine. So be aware of those things. Checking your emails right before bed probably isn't going to help your nervous system and anxiety and help you to wind down. So think about that, be more aware of that, and know that it is an important contributing factor to your weight loss and progress. Your metabolism is slowed when you aren't getting proper sleep, and there's a lot of other things happening. So make your sleep a priority. Make an effort to turn off that TV, maybe have a game night with the family instead, or again, pick up a book. Maybe do a little meditation or yoga to help calm your nervous system and help you fall into a restful sleep. All right, so that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is meal timing. So you might be surprised that I'm not saying don't eat sugar, don't eat fat, don't eat carbs. No, I'm just telling you to change when you eat, not necessarily what you eat. So have you ever heard that, eating more frequently boosts your metabolism? Many people have heard this, and it is a myth. While eating does require a little more energy because we have to digest our foods, the calories consumed during that meal easily outweigh the calories burned during that metabolic process. So not only should we be eating less frequently and more structured meals, but just eating in a smaller window of time has a lot of benefits. So I don't know if you have heard of intermittent fasting. It's been around for centuries, unintentional. Our Paleolithic ancestors, they were in feast or famine mode. And, during the 12 hours while they slept and while they were hunting and gathering, they weren't consuming calories. And this allowed their body to break down their fat and use their fat for fuel instead of relying on carbohydrates and sugars. Okay, so fasting equals fat burning. That is our body's preferred metabolic fuel source. So our body likes to break down fat for fuel. Unfortunately, it is tough for many people when they're starting out to incorporate the intermittent fasting because our bodies are so reliant on carbohydrates, sugar, glucose for fuel. But you can gradually increase that window of time in which you are not eating. So for example, if the last meal that you eat is at 8 p.m., then wait until 8 a.m. to have breakfast. Doesn't seem so hard, but that is 12 hours that you're giving your body a break. So instead of diverting all that energy to digesting your food, breaking it down, shuttling those vitamins and nutrients where they need to go, your body is able to break down that fat. And also another benefit is cell autophagy, so cellular turnover. During this time, your body is also breaking down and getting rid of a lot of damaged cells, which if those proliferate can turn into cancer. So yeah, lots of benefits fasting. An additional one that I personally love is the mental clarity that I get when I wake up and I give my body a break from eating. Again, because our body isn't immediately having to divert all of that energy to digesting a big breakfast, but it can send that fuel up to our brain. So just try to maybe lengthen that window of time in which you are not eating. If you're getting a healthy 8 hours of sleep, which we just talked about is so important, then you only have 4 more hours where you can sip on some herbal tea, any non-caloric beverages like sparkling water, black coffee in the morning. None of those things will break your fast, and they can help with satiety and help you to get through your fasting window. There are resources like the Zero app that can help you, and I really encourage you to try this out. One thing I do want to say is that women who are in their reproductive years, there's a lot of research indicating that 12 hours is really the sweet spot for fasting. Any longer than that could maybe cause some hormonal imbalances. But if you gone through menopause, males really don't have to worry too much about that. And in that case, the 16-hour mark is really the sweet spot. So you don't have to jump to 16 hours right away. Again, it can be slow and steady. And as a general rule, I try to do a 12 to 16-hour fast most days of the week. Give myself a break on the weekends. So if you incorporate these 3 things, being more aware of physical activity and overall movement over the course of the day, and also improving your sleep hygiene so that you're getting better quality sleep, and then lengthening that window of time in which you're not eating and eating in a smaller window of time, that can really help to accelerate your weight loss, get rid of a lot of digestive issues, and give you a lot more mental clarity and many other wonderful benefits. So those are 3 of the things that have really worked for me. And again, I'm going to send a PDF to your email, so you'll be able to see all of this in a written form in case you missed anything. And don't forget to subscribe. And also, last thing is I am currently offering a free mini coaching call for any new folks. So you can find the link below in the comments where you can sign up for that 30-minute call with me where we can try to unravel some other lifestyle habits that might be sabotaging your progress so that you can really break through a lot of these barriers and start seeing results so that you can feel your best. All right, thank you so much everyone for joining me today. Have a wonderful week and be well.